everybody. We are going live.
No, you are live.
We are live at the crazy place. We're working downstairs in the retreat center tonight. So a different change of scenery here. I'm going to work on the tables down here. So this week we are working on a we did a quad folio the last time, and this is sort of a flip folio with 3 sections to it. So that's what we're going to be working on tonight. I'm going to turn the camera down so that you can see the project that we have already done, and then I will show you what papers I'm using to create the album tonight. So Dan, can you flip me around and flip me down?
Hi, ladies.
I don't see any comments yet.
That's because nobody's on yet.
It's too low. There we go.
You're too low.
There we go. That's good.
So we need to come this way a little bit, and I need to flip
There
it.
we go. Hi, Joanne.
Flip it over. Oh, now I need to adjust it again.
Valerie, Teresa. Boy, you guys are right on time. Valerie's in Cornwall. Well, welcome to the group. Hi, Margie. Are you going to follow along tonight on this little album? So, the album that I did create. Now, are you guys seeing that right side up? I hope
Yes,
so.
they are seeing
Oh,
it right
Dan,
side
we
up.
go through this every week. But anyway, this little album is so cute, and it's small. It's just a little bit bigger than a 4x6, and it's got 3 sections to it. This one I did with the Cartabella Camp paper, and it opens up this way. And we're going to create all of this tonight. This section opens up like this. And we have a waterfall on this side. And I'm going to slide that over a little bit. Then this side opens up. The middle section opens like this with some brads. And there's just a little 3-page waterfall thingy inside there. And then this side here flips open, so that you've got some little pockets in there. And then what I did was I took the little 3x4 cards from the paper line and all of the stickers, just added them here and there to decorate it. Put some stickers on here. I put a couple of stickers to hold this in place, but it's a place that you can put a photo, and you can put some journaling on there if you like. But it's really cute. And the best thing, oh, and this here is just, it's on by a magnet held in place there, so a piece that can come off if you like. It folds up nicely. And the nice thing with this paper, I thought it was so cute that I had cut out the, one of their papers has like a whole scene on it. And so I cut it up to use it to make it look like bunk beds, and then I took the stickers and just added them in there like that. Now, we're going to do that this week, and then the decorating of it, you guys can obviously, do on your own and do what you need to do. And then next week, we will create this box. I apologize that this is going in and out of focus when I move, and Dan was trying to fix it, and he was having a few issues. So it'll only happen when I start moving things around, but as we're working, it should stay focused for us. So this is the little box that album is going to go in. So up in the top section here, it's got 2 little pockets that have some tags and stuff in it. And then this little book, so there's the inside of the album. I put a sticker inside there. This little book will go inside there, and it closes up. And then you've got like this nice little trunk thing. So it's, again, something different. It's an easy project that we can complete over the 2 weeks. So that's a good thing. And then I'm already thinking about our next one beyond this. But anyway, we will work through this one. Now, the paper that I'm using tonight, I'm doing like a little girly type album. And the reason for that is because Sammy, my kitten that likes to chew paper, decided that she liked these stickers and chewed all the edge of the sheet. And so obviously I can't sell it, and I thought, well, I'm going to then use these stickers, and we'll use it in our in the album tonight. So I'm using those stickers, which is part of the Imagine That line, which is really cute. So these 3x4 cards I'll cut out and I'll stick them in the album. I'm using this cardstock. It's Patina by Basil. And so, yeah, so those are the papers that I'm going to work with to complete this little album. We are using chipboard. I'm just going to move those papers out of the way. One sheet of chipboard is going to do this, and then you'll have some left over to use on your box next week, but you'll probably need another chipboard as well. The instructions, I'm going to just put it like that. So those of you that are that are watching now and going to do it later, you should be able to take a screenshot of this page, and then you have that to work with. And there's the second page. Don't mind all the little bugs, mosquitoes that have been stamped all over it, but those are the 2 pages of instructions. So it's PP for pattern paper, CS for cardstock, CB for chipboard. So the first thing you want to do is to cut your chipboard. And I have cut my pieces. You need 2 that are 4.5 by 6.5. And you need a spine that is 1 inch by 6.5. And that's going to create our base for our box, or our little mini album. And then out of cardstock, we want to take a piece of cardstock, and we are cutting that to 7.5 by 12. So I'm just going to go 7.5 inches this way. And so what we're going to do that first, and then we'll cut out our cardstock for the actually 3 sections that we're going to be doing on this. All right, so there's my cardstock cut. And what I want to do is I want to take, and I'm going to measure off a 1/2 inch all the way around. I'm also using a magnetic mat, so I don't even really need to measure off, but what you can do is you can measure off a 1/2 inch all the way around and then fit that album in there. But what I'm going to do is, I know that that's my 1/2 inch right there, and I can judge where my 1/2 inch is on this side. It doesn't need to be, science, but you can see how that's going to go, just like that. But in between here, I'm going to use 1/4 inch tape. Are we all good so far, ladies? So I am going to put some Scor-Tape on the back of this so that I can stick that down. Are my missing comments? Are they moving or they're not?
They're moving when they're there.
When they're there?
Yep.
Comment, girls, so I know that you're there.
And like.
And like. Please, please, please.
Mention to the girls that this is going to be going on to YouTube now that I have a page.
Okay, yes. So I don't know if you heard the big boss in the background. This will be posted on YouTube, so you will be able to view it later. Now I happen to have this extra wide tape, and it actually is perfect for this. So I am using my extra wide Scor-Tape to put my tape down. And I don't know if I've shown you guys this little fingertip knife before, but these are really great, especially if you're trying to cut small areas. So it looks like this, and you just slide your finger in, and then you can hold it, and you've got better grip. For people like me that are clumsy, less likely to cut your finger off, because, we've got to cut our fingers off once in a while. And then I'm just going to trim off that other section. Oops, I'm just going to trim it close there. And the last piece that I need to do is the little spine. So how can I do that without wasting all of this tape? Never want to waste your Scor-Tape. So I'm just going to stick it down like this, and I'm going to trim it off. I don't want to disturb what I already have set up here. There we go. Okay. So I've adhered my Scor-Tape to my pieces that I want to lay down. And I know I want to go in about a 1/2 inch there. So I'm going to take this paper off. Are we all good? Here we go. So I'm going to stick that one down, just like that. Okay, I'm going to take my 1/4" tape just so that I can measure in between here for my spacing. And I'm going to put a strip of 1/4" tape down there. Just like that. This makes it easier to keep the spacing. And then I'm going to put this little spine piece down. Oops, maybe. Sometimes just trying to get this started is a little crazy. Come on. There we go. So yeah, so we'll finally be posting these things on YouTube. I'm going to be doing some mixed media classes, and we'll post those on YouTube. How many of you are interested in doing some mixed media pieces through a live Facebook event? Anybody out there tonight? You sure I'm seeing comments? Because these ladies, I think, are sleeping.
Scroll.
Scroll. Scroll.
We're on that side.
Oh, there we go.
Hello, Lucy.
Oh, there we are. I'm like, I'm not the Lucy. You left it like that.
Hello, ladies. I'm sorry for Lucy.
Can you show the papers with the measurements again? I didn't get the second page very well. Yeah. You can always do a screenshot later as well, Lori. And I'm going to say the measurements.
And it's on the original post.
And it's on the original post as well. Dan's got it on there. So anyway, that's the instructions there. And well, now I can see all the messages. So yes, Irene, I did a 1/4" spacing in between. So I just put the Scor-Tape there. It was just easier to do that. And I do see some interest in the mixed media. You guys would love mixed media. There's also, I'm going to be doing some planner stuff as well, introducing you more to the Elizabeth craft and the different things that we can do. You know, they just released their new art journal. And hello, Tammy. I can see Tammy White because she's here tonight. Tammy's in the house. So there we go. So I've stuck that down. So Lori, you got it okay? Super. All right. Love Elizabeth Craft. Yes, I love Elizabeth Craft. Hi, Janet. You're late, but that's okay. We just got started. So it's this nice little cute little mini album that we're doing. So those are now stuck down. I can move that out of the way. You can see I don't need a whole lot of, you know, paper on either end of this. So now what I'm going to do is find my bone folder. Ouchie. Oh, there goes my stuff. I just kind of want to bring that up a bit along the edges, just so I can get a crease in there. All the way around. And then I'm going to take some Scor-Tape and I'm going to stick my Scor-Tape down on that. So I think I can get away with my 1/2" tape in there. You guys are all playing romper room saying hi to each other. Hi, Anne. Welcome to the group tonight. Lots of fun. So this week we're doing the little album. And next week we're going to do the little box for this album. So very cute. Cutie patootie. And again, you know, it's endless as to what you can use these little books and paper for. I'm working on a really cute little box. I don't think my sister's watching, so I can say it's for her birthday. So I'm working on that as well, trying to get that done. So this side I have a little bit extra, and I really don't need that. Whoops, caught here. I'm just going to cut it off. Cut it out. And then I want to miter a bit and just have a little bit of space in there just so I can tuck that in neatly on the edges. I'm just going to do that all the way around. And we do this for all the albums, and as you guys are doing more and more, you're going to become such pros at this. You're not even going to need me anymore. You're not going to want me anymore. Boo-hoo. Okay. So, I'm going to take the tape off. Hi, Darlene. Tammy, you know Angela?
Yep.
Okay. There we go. You know, it's faster and it's easier if you use one of your little picking tools. Yes, we are going to be doing a planner club. It's going to be in the Guelph store. It's going to be once a month. I just have to pick what Saturday it's going to be. And what we're going to be doing, we'll have printed off for you, you know, a set of pages that can be used for your month as you're opening for your month. So it'll be January based, February, so on. And we'll get to play around with some different medias while doing it. But the base pages we'll have cut out for you and ready to go. And then you can come, you can share ideas with others. You can get to play with all of my dies because, you know, because I'm a store, I have to have one of everything. Tammy's laughing. So, you know, that's my excuse. I need it for the store. So I will have everything and you can get to play with it and you can see if you like it. And then we're going to go from there. So I was saying Elizabeth Craft just came out with these new art journals. Our order is in. I think my order was one of the first ones in because I didn't want to lose out on this. You have to check them out. They are absolutely gorgeous. Lots of stamps. And of course we've done a reorder on all of the Elizabeth Craft basic supplies as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is these tips, we've been out of stock and they will be in, I think early beginning of next week. So I'm just going to, and ignore my brown glue, ladies. My glue is brown because I put a pin in that isn't a proper pin and I didn't realize that it rusts and then this is what happens. We sell the packs with the pins and I thought nobody's going to buy these, so they're just good. They could just use a regular pin. No, you can't really use a regular pin. Now this piece is a little bit bigger for some reason and it might cause me some grief, but we'll know soon enough. Okay, so yeah, so my glue's gone brown. So, yes, Andrea says some people have one of everything, but they don't have a store as an excuse. Isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? It's just fun. You got to have it. And the Elizabeth Craft, the dies, I'm looking again. Lori Hughes, you have to help me find my little brown scraper again because it's missing. Oh, here we go. I had everything placed out nicely. Okay, that's all right. I'll use my bone folder.
Dan probably missed it.
Dan stole it. It's his fault. So I took the backing off of the Scor-Tape here, just so it'll be ready. And I'm sticking down that edge. Now I'm going to just take that little piece, that corner, I'm just going to tuck it up there, just so it's out of the way. Same on that side. Sometimes, you know, fingers work better than anything else, right? I'm just going to tuck it up there, fold that side over. And burnish it really well. We also have more scrapers coming in. We were just telling Tammy tonight that we have been so busy with product coming in. Poor Dan, he does all the importing of all of the images and everything into the online store, and we got these snarky stamps in, and that has kept him super busy because I believe there was 150 SKUs for that, and he had to get the images and everything. So all our snarky line of stamps is now in the store. But we have Echo Park arriving tomorrow. So all those things that we had, all those wonderful things that we had, yeah, see that piece is going to give me some grief because it's just a little bit big, and because I've used that Scor-Tape.
You sure it's not because you're
Oh,
trying to do
hush.
it and talk at the same time?
Yeah, hush. We don't need your help. There we go. It's gonna be fine. So yeah, so we have Echo Park coming in tomorrow with all of the new, or sorry, replenishing of all of the stuff we had at our grand opening. So if
And
you
more.
and more, yes. So if you missed out, this is your chance to get some more. There are a ton of stencils, embossing folders, enamel dots, collection kits, 6x6 pads. We have the new Country Kitchen line in. And then we've got Photoplay coming with the Christmas lines. We have Simple Stories. We have a new supplier called Blue Fern coming in, Blue Fern Studios. Check them out. Beautiful, beautiful vintage stuff. So lots and lots of stuff. American Crafts, a huge order from American Crafts, and Ranger as well. So yeah, they're going to keep us hopping. The new decal trimmer Tim Holtz tool is in that Ranger order that'll be coming. So okay, so we've got, that's our base. I love this color. I think this is the color I used on that Farm Marketplace, the Quad album. I think I used the same paper because I love it so much. So now I want to cut a piece of, yes, Sammy's come to say hello.
Sammy says hi.
Here's the trouble. Okay, so inside this spine, we want to cover right in here with a piece of printed paper, and it needs to be 3 inches by 6 3/8. Okay, so let me take a piece of my printed paper, 6 3/8. Which one do I want to use? That's the question. I do like that one. No, that one. So this is a very, very girly paper. Who's frozen? Andrea. Okay, so that spine piece right in here is going to be 3 inches by 3 inches by 6 3/8. Why is it I've moved to a bigger table and I still don't have enough room? 6 3/8. Why? So that is going right in there. And yes, it overlaps on both sides. This is done a little differently than the other albums, so it's okay. I think I know what I'm doing though. Just follow along. And I am going to ink the edges. Now, the other thing I want to show you, are you all familiar with these blending brushes? This is not, it looks like it's a sponge. It's not a sponge. It's actually hairs. Can you see them moving? Can you see the hair moving through there? So these are wonderful. And you usually have to buy them in full sets. We have brought in 100 of these single brushes like this. This is the most popular size. We have them in the store for $3.49, which is a pretty darn good price. The nice thing with these blending brushes is that you don't get those harsh marks if you happen to put too much ink on there. So I'm inking it up and just brushing a little bit of it off. But by going around, you see how it's very, very subtle. And that's what I like about it. I love finger daubers. There's a time and place for finger daubers, but I tend to hit the paper and have a section that is so darn dark, and it's like, oh yeah, Heather inked that all right. Whereas with this, it tends to be a little bit more subtle. Now this one you're not going to see so much because it's going to be covered up, but my other pieces, my other printed paper, I am going to mark or ink up the edges. Okay, so I'm going to use my art glitter glue and I'm going to stick that down. And just going to put that in there. Now, I have been looking at, we have them in stock, and I don't have one yet, but I guess I'm gonna have to. Because the bone folders, the Teflon bone folders, I don't know if any of you have one or not. They don't leave that shiny mark. You know when you're going over your stuff with the bone folder, how it, why is that dry already? I didn't put tape on the back of my paper, I just used the liquid glue. You know how you get that shiny mark when you use a bone folder? Why is that not sticking? Something wants to test me tonight, I think. Let me put, just gonna stick a piece of tape on there because it doesn't want to stick to the chipboard. So yeah, so you get that shiny mark when you're doing your bone folder, and it's like, oh gosh, you do all that work and then you've got this shiny mark. Well, with the Teflon bone folders, that doesn't happen. So that's a nice thing. You don't want shiny paper. All right, try this again. Let's stick that down. There we go. And gently smooth it out. Okay. So that's our spine right in there. And yeah. As I said, it's giving me some grief tonight. I need a baby wipe. There we go. I hate that shiny mark too. But, you know, because the bone folders are expensive, it's like, can I justify it? Well, I can justify anything, but, you know, can I justify paying that 20 some odd dollars for a bone folder? I did have one, but it managed to disappear off my table, and I no longer have it, so I really didn't even get to play with it much. It was a lawn fawn one. Okay, so we're going to put this cover piece aside for now, and we're going to cut our cardstock. So we're cutting the cardstock to work on the left side. We're going to pile it all. We're going to cut all the cardstock and then we'll pile it into piles. So the first section we're going to do is this little section. It does have a magnet, and we do have lots of magnets in stock. We don't want you guys running out and getting panicky. And then we've got the little waterfall section in here. I have done around the corners on it, and I also put this little belly band, which you can put on later. Which then holds some little tags inside here. And also, I've just got a little piece for decoration on the outside. So we're going to cut that side, and then we'll move over. We'll cut the inner section here, and then we're going to cut the cardstock for that, and we're going to pile it on. Okay, so if you have managed to copy all of the instructions down, we are now on the waterfall base for the right side. So we're going to take I'm actually going to move my scoreboard here, and I'm going to do my scoring. And Mr. McCallum just came and piled a whole bunch of stuff on my table where I'm working. Don't you love men? I keep telling you ladies, you can have an extra hubby. Oh, there's my sister. Hello, Betty. Anybody want an extra husband? You can have him. He's just covered up all my stuff.
No thanks.
No thanks, don't want an extra husband. Okay, so I'm putting where's my scoring tool? I was organized, ladies, I promise. My score tool. I'm also cutting out for my last Graphic 45 large interactive class, my last set for my class on Saturday. So I counted up how many people have done this class with me. I've done 27 people. And I did all of the cutting of all of the cardstock and everything for that class. So there's a lot of work in prepping for it. And it's a long class. It's like 8 hours. So, yeah, 27 people have taken this class. So I'm now getting ready Under the Tuscan Sun. So I should be able to... probably in the next 2 weeks, I'll be able to post that, and then we'll be doing that class probably, well, in August for sure, we'll be doing that. Okay, so take your cardstock And we want to cut, your waterfall base in cardstock is 4 3/8 by 7 1/4. I don't know if I've got enough 4 3/8. Oh, I might have enough here. 1 2 3/8. Yeah, you can take this leftover from the cover. So 4 3/8 by 7 1/4. There we go. So that is 4 3/8 by 7 3/4. We want to score on the 7 1/4 side. We want to score a 1/2 inch on each end. And Heather doesn't know where the score tool is. So yeah, this isn't going to work. I think it might be over on my other table. You know what? Bear with me, girls. I'm going to go search for it. You can do the Jeopardy music. It's not over here. It's not over there. So that means it's on this table somewhere. Oh my goodness. And I don't know where. Okay. Joanne, you enjoyed doing the album. I'm glad. It is a lot of work. Everybody works so hard. I make you guys hustle. There we go. All right, so I've scored that. Just gonna fold those over like that. So that's piece number 1. Okay, then we need that back up there. You guys have the same problem as me too? Oh, you need everything, right? You know what we need is we need a table with lots of layers going up instead of across. And then we could just pull our things out of all of the layers. I'm gonna have to create something, I think. Okay. So that was our waterfall base. Now we're going to do the closure flaps. And these are the flaps that are going to come up and fold over the whole waterfall. Hence it's called a flap. And these are 4 3/8 by 4 1/2. So I'm going to take another sheet of cardstock and I'm going to do my 4 3/8 by 4 1/2. And I need 2 of them. 1, 2. 4 1/2. All right. On the 4 1/2 side, we want to score at a 1/2 inch. So score that down at the 1/2 inch. And the next one down at the 1/2 inch. There we go. We'll score those. These are the flaps. Remember I said these are the flaps on the outside. It will make sense. Let's see if I can move that up a little bit. I can see a little more there. Might be better. Irene, you're singing, are you? So Irene's one that's doing the class this coming Saturday. I do beat you and make you work real hard. And I'm going to corner round these edges with my corner chomper on the 1/2 inch. American Crafts have redesigned these and they've got 4 or 5 different ones coming out. I do have them on order. One is like a ticket stub, one is the corner rounder, and then a couple of other decorative edges. So I've rounded those. I'm going to put them aside. Now we need the Waterfall Pages. So we need 6 sheets that are 6 squares that are 4 3/8 by 4 3/8. So 4 3/8. 1, 2, 3. By 4 3/8. 4 3/8. There we go. And I I said, we need 6 of those. 1, 2, 3. 4 and 3/8. So Tammy's my little commentator tonight. She's over there watching all the comments, and she is doing some Copic coloring. She's a great Copic colorer. We're going to have to get her to do some classes in Guelph for us. What do you think, girls? Copics are fun. 4 and 3/8 and 4 and 3/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I got some little furries on the edges of my... If you have an emery board and you find that your blade is giving you some grief along the edges, just take your emery board and run it along there. So I'm not going to change my blade right now. I'm just going to keep plugging along. Okay, so on one of the 4 and 3/8 sides, and it's 4 and 3/8 all the way around, we want to score at 3/8. So that's 2/8, 3/8. No. 1, 2, 3/8. There we go. 1 below the half, Heather. 1 below the half. There we go. 1, 2. And the half. It's all right, not the half. 3/8. I say one thing and I do another. 3/8. 3/8. And 3/8. There we go. And then underneath the waterfall, because we want to create a little pocket, which I didn't do on my other one, but I want to do it on this one, is we need another piece 4 and 3/8 by 6 and 3/8. So here's where all the... Teresa, I've turned my blade around already. It's toast now. It's ready to... It says bye-bye. We need to be replaced. But I did just learn that trick from one of you guys. 1, 2, I say 6 and 3/8. 6 and 1. I hate when you're on your cutters, there's always that blind spot, just like when you're driving and you've got that blind spot. I can't tell. 1, 2, I think that might be my 3/8. It's going to be. Okay. So we all work differently, and some people like to do all of their cutting of everything first and then move on and then start to assemble. But I think what I'm going to do is we're going to do one side, then we'll cut the next section and then the next section. I think I just don't want too many pieces cut on the table and then it's like, what was this piece for? What was that piece for? So this way here, by doing it this way, we can just get it assembled that side and then we'll work on the middle section. I hope that is a plan that works for you guys. So what I'm creating here, this is going to be a, yeah, it is a little bit bigger. So I was a little bit beyond the 6 and 3/8 on that. So I'm going to trim that down just a smidgen. As I said, this cutter's got that blind spot. So this is creating a pocket in the back of the mini album. Where did I put my base? Here we go. Okay. What I want to do here, I'm going to put a piece of, actually, will that fit? You know what? I'm going to stick that one down first because it's going to cover that base. Then I'm going to put this on the top of that, which will create this little pocket for us. And then we're going to add our waterfall pieces, our flaps, and then our waterfall pieces, okay? So let's put this piece down on here first. This time, we're gonna put some Scor-Tape on, like I usually do. See, if you try to go fast and have shortcuts, it doesn't work in the long run. Isn't that what our parents used to teach us? Don't take the lazy way. Do it properly the first time. God, I sound like my mother now. Crazy. frightening, yes. When we start to sound like our mother, you want to turn around and say, who said that? Did that just come out of my mouth? So, a rubber eraser does what, Margie? I'm not sure. A rubber eraser on the blade will make it sharp again? I'm not sure what you're referring to. Okay, so we're using my brown glue, which really should be white, but it's brown. Don't tell anybody. And I'm going to put that down on the base. Can you all see that okay? Just going to leave a little bit of edging all the way around. And again, because I can't find my little brown, I do have my putty knife though. Look at that. I'm going to use this. It's a little big for this section, but it's great for when you need to get inside of something. And you know, we're going to finish this video and my little scraper's going to be like, here I am. I was here the whole time. Okay. Oh, on the edge of the paper to take the fuzzies away, use an eraser. Okay. Now that makes sense. All right. So I'm going to put some tape on here, on these two scored edges, and I'm going to put some tape along here. Is the screen pixelated, Tammy? Or is it okay?
I just lost it. Hold on a sec.
You lost it? Yeah, you lost it all right.
A little bit.
A little bit? Well, it could just be this piece here. This is it's on your instruction sheet. It is the under waterfall section. So this is 4 3/8 by 6 3/8. And then this piece was 4 3/8 by 7 1/4. So we've already gone through the measurements of all of this. And then we scored the 1/2 inch on each end. So I just want to attach it on top of the other piece, and then that's going to create that pocket for us. So I'm going to lift this section up first. Oh, I forgot. We also have something else coming in. My goodness, how can I forget this? The new Scor-Pal holders will be in either the end of this week or early next week. They're en route. They've already been shipped by Canada Post. You want to get your hands on one of those. That's going to help clean up some of the space on my table for sure, because it will hold all of your Scor-Tape, and then there's a section in the middle that you can put some tools in as well to hold for you. But it keeps them all in one nice stack for you, all your different sizes. So they're coming in as well. I forgot about that. That was Dan wanted those ordered. So see, I'm not the only one, the only enabler in this company. Dan's an enabler as well. I'm the biggest one, Tammy says, but okay, so you see how I've got a little pocket there. So I could put another tag inside there, or some extra pictures or whatever. So, and the one on the base cover, the size of this paper here, this one here was, sorry, trying to go back and see, 12 by 7 1/2, and then we wrapped it around, and then the bottom piece here was 4 3/8 by 6 3/8, and then I attached a piece on top that is 4 3/8 by 7 1/4 and was scored on the half. All right. And again, you can play back this video. It's going to be on YouTube forever and ever and ever, and you'll be able to watch it there as well. Okay, so before I attach my waterfall pieces in here, I need to attach the flaps. So a flap is going at the top and a flap is going at the bottom. Okay, so we want to get that done first. See, it looks funny because when I open up the album and I show you guys, it looks like there's 3 sections. And yet when you're looking at it right now, you're only seeing like 2 sections, so it looks even smaller. But yes, Kim Leach is the one that started all that ScorePal nonsense. Thanks, Kim. Made Dan spend more money. I can do that all by myself. I don't need his help. Okay, so I'm attaching it to the top of that section. And I'm going to stick that down. And there goes that shiny edge. Grrr. You know the next video I'm going to have a Teflon bone folder. Just because. Okay. And I'm going to stick this down. The corner chomper I really like, especially when we were working with the Card Shop paper by Basil, the thicker paper. It's a son of a gun to try and use your corner rounder. In fact, one of the girls broke hers by trying to do it, whereas the corner chomper is a little more heavy duty. Okay, so this here it flaps over, and guess what? It's going to have a magnet, and it'll have a magnet when we put the printed paper down. Then we're going to put magnets in there. But right now we're going to add the waterfall inside there. And I think we've got 6 pieces. So I've scored them already. Just going to fold them over, and I'm going to round the corners on these. This paper is textured on one side, so I'm trying to get all my textured sections upright. So I don't want to do too many at a time in case I'm off on the angle, but I'm going to do that 1/2 inch rounding. There, 2 more. Except it's getting, the little hole is getting full. And then the last 2. Yeah, it's full. Sorry, girls. Just gotta poke some of that out. There's an easier way to do this, but I'll just poke them out this way. There's all that black cardstock coming out from the weekend. Your waterfall is always crooked. Well, sometimes mine is as well. So let's start at the top, but flip your book around so it's upside down. I find that that's a little easier, and it does help to get them lined up. I'm just going to stick some 1/4 inch tape on there. Like that, and we're going to stick them in. I think what really makes this album so cute is just adding all the little extra doodads afterwards, like all the little stickers and all the little pieces, because it really does, the embellishing really makes a big difference. And I mean, you can keep it very plain and simple if you want, but it's nice to be able to add all those little doodads on there. And one more. There we go. Okay, so I am upside down. I'm going to start to put these in. Here's my rusty pin. And so let's line it up. I want to line it up right into that score line there at the top of the page. And by doing the Scor-Tape and the glue, it's allowing me to move the things if I need to. It's not sticking so quickly that I can't secure it down. Okay, so I'm going to continue to do that all the way down. Waterfalls are so pretty. And they're fun. Now I'm lining up against where the last one ended. And I'm making sure I'm even on the ends and sticking that one down. Just like that. And then the next one. It was so nice seeing you guys come in and show me or tell me that you're doing all these little albums. And it's so worthwhile doing it. And again, I mean, these are not things that I've created. I've picked them up on YouTube, but I try to tweak this stuff to make it as easy as possible for you guys. You know, some of the ones I follow, she makes mistakes, but she doesn't cut them out of her YouTube video. And then it's like, darn it, I just wasted all that paper. So I try to avoid doing stuff like that and just make it quicker. Dan is not in Guelph tomorrow. Betty is there tomorrow. Dan is in Mount Forest tomorrow. Heather's at the hospital tomorrow. And Betty's doing the Guelph store tomorrow. So, the joys of having so many places. So I have retreat guests arriving tomorrow. So it's a revolving door, as usual. So it's doing all this scheduling. But Betty's going to be at the store tomorrow. It is the internet that's causing a problem, Dan says. He's upstairs now. See, that's the nice thing about being down in the studio. I don't have him up here with me. And I know you guys love the bantering back and forth, but you haven't lived with him for 41 years. I have. Keep saying, though, if you want him. Mary Lynn. Is Mary Lynn on there?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. We're pulling you guys from all over the place tonight. Okay. So you see how my waterfall is coming along, ladies? It's all my waterfall, and I've got one more. One more to put in. Margie, weren't you just at the store? I thought you were just there. You guys just love that Guelph store now. I'm so glad. We were looking at the numbers as to, we knew it was crazy busy, the grand opening. From the Friday to the Saturday, we had 180 people through the store. Can you believe that's a lot of customers for a little store? We were so in awe of you guys and so appreciated you out supporting us and continuing to support us. You're enjoying these little albums, Mary Lynn? They are fun. Okay, so I'm just giving them an extra crease. And believe it or not, that section is done. So I'm going to do all the base work, and then depending on how long the video runs, we'll at least do the ones where the magnets are so that you guys will have that covered. So once the magnet is on there, that's going to stay down. Now, if you have the bigger magnets, you may want to use it there. I was having some issues with mine staying down, but now that I've opened and closed it a number of times, you see it is staying down. And this paper is pretty thick. This Cartabella paper is pretty thick. It just needed to be creased a couple of times. So basically that is that section that we've done right here. Okay? Next we're going to move on. It looks like it's the center, but it's actually this side of the book. This is an extra piece that is added on there. This piece with this piece. Okay, so we're going to cut out this section next. And move that little album out of the way. So,
Where are the instructions posted?
the instructions were posted at the beginning of the, on the page, on the Facebook page. like when we did the video of, you know, the class that we're doing, and I think Dan also, he'll probably respond there. But they are posted, yeah, there, and I don't know, when he does the YouTube video, they'll also be posted there. Okay, so moving right along, we're going to be working on the left side, and this left side also has this little waterfall piece inside there. And this one's only three little pages. So we're going to add these 4 flaps first, and then we are going to add a piece of printed paper, and then we're going to add these little flaps in. And then in all of these small areas, I've used strips of paper. You can see there. You can do that before, or you can add them in later. Like there's a piece on here. I find it just as easy to put them in after. I kind of like to get my cardstock pieces done and build on it after, instead of adding in, you know what I'm trying to say, maybe. Okay, so for that section, I'm going back, bringing my trimmer over, and we're going to cut that section, okay? So first off, we need one piece, 3.5 by 4 3/8. So what do I have here? So 3.5. Oh, this will work. 3.5 by 4 3/8. Okay? There's no scoring done on this piece. Then the 3 waterfalls are 3.5 by 4. So 3.5 by 4. Oops. Those are going to be scored 3/8 on all 3 of them. So 3.5. Actually, I'm going to cut that 4 and 3.5 and 3.5. Okay. So those pieces, those 3 pieces, are scored at 3/8. One below the half. There we go. One below the half. And one below the half. There we go. And fold them over. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to take some Scor-Tape and put it on those flaps while I've got them here. 1, 2, 3. I have this really, really cute little Christmas box, like no other Christmas box I've seen. I found it on YouTube, and it is adorable. And so I'm going to do them for Christmas before the end of the summer, so that we can, oh, there, Dan has just posted the instructions again on there, so that we can make a bunch of them, that you can have them as gifts for co-workers and so forth. Okay, so the underneath left side, when I say underneath left side, I'm talking this and these 2 flaps, and then these sections. So the underneath, the inner flap, the outer flap, oh, sorry, the underneath, I lie, underneath the waterfall section, there's a piece. So, so we've got 3 pieces here. We've got this 1 piece there. That's the waterfall base on the left side. These are that's the base. These are the waterfall pages, and then we need 1 more piece, 4 3/8 by 6 3/8. Oh, of course, I'm going to need to cut another piece. 4 3/8. 1, 2, 4 3/8 by 6 3/8. There goes that 6 3/8. 1, 2, 3. Should be good. So, and that's the underneath. Now we're going to do the flap, the inner left, and the flap, the outer left. And then the top and bottom flaps. Where am I? Sorry, I just don't want to go into... Left side, left side, left side, left side. All of that is referring to the left side. Oh, this, we're just cutting everything now for that side. I didn't really want to do that, but sorry, I'm just trying to think this through. The top and, I want to do the top and bottom flaps and the doors before we get too far in that, but sorry, I'm just thinking out loud here. Okay, so let's just keep cutting then. So those are the waterfall pieces. I'm just going to stack them. So the flap on the inner left is 4 3/4 by 6 3/8. So 4 3/4. No. 4 3/4 by 6 3/8. I thought I cut that. I don't. Four 3/4 by 6 3/8. 6, 1, 2, 3. Now this piece we need to score at the 4 3/4 side, and we want to score it at a 1/2 inch. Okay. So if you follow the instructions, I'm just going down section by section here. All right, then the outer left flap is 8 1/4 by 6 3/8. So 8 1/4. And that arm out. 8 1/4 by 6 3/8. 1, 2, 3. So once I get all this cut, we'll bring the album, the completed album, over, and then you can see what is happening here. Okay, so let's put our, sorry, I think I'm losing part of the screen here. Move that up a bit. Back a bit. There we go. There. That's better. Okay, so on your 8 1/4 side, we want to score at a 1/2 inch. We want to score at 1 inch. Okay, then we want to score it at 5 1/4. 5 1/4. And 5 3/8. There we go. Do all my creases. So this is that extra flap on that side. There we go. That's the extra piece that's going to come over. And again, I'll show you as soon as we get finished cutting all this. The top and the bottom flaps are 4 1/2 by 4 3/8. So 4 3/8 by 4 1/2. This one, 4 1/2 by 4 3/8. Now at the 4 1/2 inch side, the 4 1/2 inch side, we want to score at a 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch. Okay? We need that little space in there for that waterfall section. And again, 1/2 inch. Oops. 4 1/2 inch side, 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch. Okay, make sure that that's on that. Don't do what I just did. Make sure it's on the 4 1/2 inch side. I'm not worried. My printed paper will cover that up. Okay, so that's the two of the flaps there, and Tammy, what are you coloring? Inquiring minds want to know. Oh, tulips. No tulips.
No tulips.
Okay, so the doors on the inside, the left side, over the doors that open up on the waterfall section, those are 2 7/8 by 4 3/8. So let's do 2 7/8. 2 7/8. There we go. Using up the scrap pieces here, girls. 2 7/8 by 4 3/8. 4 3/8 and 4 3/8. All right. Now on your 2 3/8 side, because these are longer doors, we want to score at the 1/2 inch and again 3/4. 1/2 inch and 3/4. There we go. 1/2 inch and 3/4. Okay, we're almost done all our cutting. So that is all of the cardstock that needs to be cut. The rest you can use and mat all the little 3x4 cards, put some matting on some of the stickers, and then stick them down in your book. So I'm going to move my scoreboard out of here because I don't need it anymore. I'll move that down on the ground. And now I'm going to show you how we're going to assemble this other side. Okay? So I can put this up here, get all these little pieces now that we have, put all that extra cardstock up. The nice thing in the studio is I've got this extra shelf. So see what I was talking about, extra shelves earlier, except I need about 8 of them high. That would really work well. Okay, so what we're working on right now is this section right in here. So as you can see, we need to first attach these doors in, and then we're going to put a piece of printed paper down inside. Just because, you know, we don't want to attach them after, because then we're going to see those little flaps. So we're going to put them in first. I'm going to corner round. Which flaps are which now? So that's the waterfall. Sorry, just trying to get all the pieces together. So first we want to add this piece in. And that's going to be lined up on this side right here. Okay, so we've got this, we've got this outer flap here, which is this one right here. All right, then I also have, what do I have there? Why doesn't that score? Oh, then I also have this piece in there. So let me just figure this one out first, girls, and then, so that's going on that one. There we go. And then that is going in there. This goes in here. Sorry. Why is that? That shouldn't be scored on that side. Because that's my inside piece. There. This piece. Oy vey. That's not scored. That piece gets attached onto there. There's so much on the one side that it's just confusing me. That is going out that way. So why don't I stick that piece down first? And then that one does not go in there. That one goes in there. There we go. Now we got it. Okay. Sorry, I took something very easy and made it look very difficult. You do these things, and sometimes, like my interactive books, my big books, my samples for my class are half ripped apart because it's like, how did I do that again? Oh yeah, hold on, let me just tear this section up and then I'll remember what I did. So that's normal, especially when you're working on so many projects, to forget what the heck you did. Okay, so I want to stick that down first. Yes, 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 yes. So we've got a little gusset there, or a little binding. So we're going to line this up against this edge, just like that. Comme ça. Okay, so that's this flap that comes out this way. This is this flap that goes inside there. All right, and then on the, no, something's still not right here. Oi, that is that one. That gets attached there on that side. Then we've got this section where we've got to put the two other flaps. We'll get it right. There we go. So we're creating a flap on this side as well. Tape. Can you guys see okay? I'm trying to show you the one I'm working on as well as the one that's already completed, and maybe that's the problem. There. I'll move that up. The tape off of here. And that is going to line up on this side to create a flap. So we want it to line up against that line. There we go. And that's folding like that. Okay, so you can see we've got quite a nice area in here, so you can stack lots of pictures in there. Okay, so we have this nice little section over here, and now we're going to work on this section. This little book's almost done. I kid you not. If I didn't spend 5 minutes trying to figure out the left side, you would say, wow, Heather, look how quick that is. I am going to corner around these outer edges on this flap. Just because sometimes it's nice to corner around. But if your corner rounder is jammed, it doesn't cut very well. Cue Jeopardy music again. Come on, Tammy. Sing that. There we go. Corner chomper for 500, Alex. Okay. See how quiet it is when Dan's not around? You know you ladies love him. He's crazy. Okay, that should work now. Okay, round, and it's not. And round, yeah. Okay. All right, so now, right in here, we need to add those other flaps. And where did they go? What did I do with them? There we go. So we have 4 sets of flaps that we're going to add now. We're putting these at the top and the bottom first, and they will close with a magnet, so they're going this way. Ignore that score line on there, ladies. It was a boo-boo. And it will be covered up with paper, but I just don't want you to see it and say, she's got a score line there. What am I missing? You're not missing anything. It was me. Okay, so And around these corners, this corner rounder's a little smaller, but I'm going to round the corners of those ones. I'm not rounding the corners of the inside ones, but I will round the corners. Now this waterfall is not going this way like this, it's going this way, so it's opening from the right side. So I'm going to corner round those, and then you'll see after I get them put in. Okay. So we want to put this at the top and that one at the bottom. Put some tape on there. So you will have some homework to do. At the very end of the video, I will flip slowly through the album that I've completed so that you can see how the printed papers go. You want to measure the area, the cardstock, and you want to do a 1/4 inch less than the measurement showing so that it will create, the cardstock will show and it'll be like a mat in the background. Do you need to put PP first? What's PP? Oh, printed paper. Duh. No, we're going to put these flaps in first, then we're going to put the printed paper so we don't see the edges of these flaps. Okay? You'll see what I'm talking about in a second. So this is going top and bottom. Over there. Some blue. And I'm just going to flip it. I like to be sure I'm right up at the top, lined up perfectly, like that. Yeah, that's good. And then one on the bottom. Use my picker. The cutting diagram will be put on the YouTube video, so you should be able to click the little arrow and then you'll see the measurements at the bottom. Not to worry, girls, we'll make sure that you get all of the measurements. If you want them emailed, I mean, we can do that as well. I can send them out in a file to you. You can either PM me or yeah, just let us know. Okay, so that's that section right there. Okay, now I need to add these little doors inside here. Take my tape off. I kind of want to go make sure I pulled my centering ruler out just because I can, because it's there and it's better to use it than to be just to try to center as much as I can. And just judge it that way. Right there, and then one on the other side right there. So those little flaps meet. Like that. And I want to up so I know I'm square there and there. Okay, so those are all our little flaps. What we're going to do is after we put our, well, we're going to put our printed paper on this section. We'll cover that and then we'll put the brads on, and then afterwards you can put your printed paper on the inside. So we need a piece of printed paper now for the inside of here. I should have put my magnet on there, and then that way, that would stay out of my way. So you see how this is going, girls? That folds over like that, that folds over like that. This actually could have been moved in a little bit, but it's neither here nor there. Okay, sometimes when you're going live, it's hard to, trying to do everything quickly. And okay, so inside here, I don't know what the measurement is of that paper. Whoops. So pretty well 6 and a, I think if I cut 6 1/4 by 4 1/2. So I'm going to try that. Just take a piece of paper, 6 1/4 by 4 1/2. 6 1/4 by 4 1/2. See how that fits in there. Yep. So you see how now all those flaps are all covered up, girls? So that paper is going on the inside of there. And you can stick that down. And now I've lost my pen. Oh, I'm going to lose my mind. There it is. That's better. So the reason I like the tips on these is because it does give us a thinner line of glue. If it's too thick, then you get those globby hard spots on your paper, and that's not very attractive. So let's put our paper in there. And for some reason, I'm a bit crooked there, but just get it in there. Okay, stick it down. And then we can put that little waterfall in there, which is going behind these doors. It's only 3 pieces going in there. Line up 1, 2, 3. This is the last piece that gets in there. Like, that's how easy this thing is. Sure, that's what she said. Right, Tammy?
I'm not saying a word.
So I want to make sure that that's in those little doors. Actually, I can move it over a little bit. Doesn't have to be right to the edge. Where's my baby weight? Now that I've stuck glue down there. The baby wipe. 1, 2, and 3. Nope. Come over a bit. There we go. How far over did I come in here? Oh, I did. I went right to the edge on that one. Duh. Okay. I ripped my paper, but I should have looked at that first. What's that carpenter saying? Measure twice, cut once? That's what I should have done. It's going to get covered up with that next one. And we'll stick that one down. And again, you're lining up against the first one and following the pattern along. This is going to have paper on there. And then the last one is going in here like that. Okay? You may even get one more in there if you wanted. probably room to put a fourth one, but I'm just gonna do the 3. Just want it to be a little guy. Okay. And that one is in there. So that is the whole album. See that? That folds in, and there's your album. Just like that. See mine here. We're going to put the magnets in. That folds in, and there we go. Same thing. Except it's that way. Sitting that way. All right, so let's just put the magnets in. It's going to take maybe another 10 minutes or so. You can leave the video off here if you like and work on doing your own pattern paper. But I want to show you how to put the magnets on. So we'll do one section here. We'll put our printed paper on these 2 flaps that we did. Okay, so you want to cut your paper. Where did I cut my paper to? Say 4 and 1/4, just a little bit under 4 1/4 by 3 3/4. So 4 1/4 by 3 3/4. Let me cut it first. 4 and what did I say? 4 1/4 by. This is why you write things down. Pencil. You can also look on your instructions. Whatever you cut the cardstock to, you're going to cut 1/8 of an inch smaller. But instead of reading through, I'm just going to measure it this way. So 4 and even, 4 1/4 by 3 3/4. So 4 1/4 by 3 3/4. Okay, so let me pick a piece of paper to cut for that. And again, I'm using all paper from the same line, so it's easy for me to figure out what to use where. 4 1/4. 4 1/4 by 3 3/4. 3 3/4. Let's see how that measures in there. 4 1/4. There we go. So that's 4 1/4 by 3 3/4, and I got to round the edges. And I'm going to need 4 pieces of paper to do the top and the bottom. So I'll do another one of this one. So that was my 4 1/4 by 3 3/4. And then the bottom is the same. 4 1/4 by 3 3/4. Oops. 4 1/4 by 3 3/4. This paper's directional, so I'm going to use that side. And I'll use this one. 4 1/4 by 3 3/4. You will have cardstock left over, and that's fine because then you can make all the little tags afterwards for it. Okay, so on the bottom, I can put my paper on the inside here. My magnet is going on here, so I'll put my magnet on before I put that paper, but I will put my paper on the inside. I'm going to use this one, and I'm going to ink it a little bit. So let's see if I can get my 1/2 inch working again. There we go. Ink it up. The ink that I'm using on this particular one is picked raspberry. I was telling Tammy, I always thought it was pickled raspberry. I don't know why, but I did.
They were saying because you're a Lucy.
Because I'm a Lucy. That would be me. Okay, so I'm going to stick that one in there. I'm also going to do the inside upper top section as well at the same time. Put the paper in there because again the magnet's going on. Oh, actually it's going to be the top paper that I'm covering because the magnet's going on the inside. So figure out what paper it is you want on the outside. I like that stripe. And corner round. Now you haven't been given the instructions yet for the box. So we will get that posted with the picture of what the box is like. You've just received just the printed instructions just for this little folio. Okay, so let's stick this on the outside. Cut flap. Just like that. That's been inked. And there we go. Okay, so now we need a magnet. So I'm going to measure for my magnet and then I'm going to put my last two pieces of paper down. I may even put that on the outside. I kind of like it all like that, and then I can put a bunch of stickers and stuff on there. So I think I'm just going to do that. That's going to be the outside, that'll be the inside of the top. All right, so find your magnets. I happen to have some magnets right here. I believe the YouTube channel is set up. I think Dan's got it set up, and that's where we're going to be posting a lot of the videos, the mixed media ones when I do them. One of the projects I have in mind for the mixed media is I have these papier-mâché, and if my sister's watching, she knows exactly what I'm talking about. They are top hats, and I want to do it mixed media Alice in Wonderland top hat. There's some really nice Alice paper by Stamperia out there that I would probably use for that. Have all kinds of charms and little clock faces, and I have a vision. Now I got to put it into place. Okay, so you want the magnets down here, you know, close to the bottom of the flap. So I'm going to stick them, I've got them stuck together. I've put tape on the back of one, and now I'm going to take the tape off the top here so that that magnet will stick to that top section. There we go. And it's stuck down. Okay, so that is going to hold. So now I can put my paper on there. I'm going to corner round. Around the corner she must go. There we go. Ink her up. And stick it down. There. So pretty. Gosh, I love that green. I need to paint one of the bedrooms this color. Just be careful you don't catch your magnet when you're sticking everything down. And then I need my paper on the top. Now, this isn't good because the wands are sideways. Sideways. Let's do that piece. I'm going to trim that down. 3 3/4. Is that right? 3 3/4. And that is 4 1/4. There. That's better. So watch your direction when you're cutting your papers. Don't want things upside down. Because guaranteed someone's going to say, hey, you got a piece upside down in there. Someone along the way will notice. I would never point it out, but somebody else might. That's where your undo comes in handy. Okay, so I'm sticking that piece in there. Okay, so you see what I've done now, ladies? So the magnet is on the top of this piece underneath the paper. The magnet is on the top of this piece under the paper, and now they stick together. So for that section, I did a belly band. So I've cut a piece of 1-inch paper and cut it around and stuck it in. You can do all the stickers and everything later, including that little belly band. So your homework is going to be now to put, I have strips of paper in here where the little hinge is for your waterfall, and then I've attached paper, just measure that little square, and I've attached paper to every one of these waterfalls, right down to the last piece, okay? So you're going to decorate that with your printed paper. So that's that side. In the middle section here, I also did magnets, and now that you've seen how to do them on there, what time are we at? We're an hour and a half. You know what? We'll do the magnets on there, and we'll do the little brads on here. All the rest of the decorating, again, there's little strips of paper inside here to cover that edge. There's little strips on the inside here and on the outside. All right, so you're going to cover those edges. But we will do, oops, sorry, just trying to close this back up. We'll do the magnets and the hinges together. Move that out of the way again. Okay, so I think this might be the same measurement. Is it? 3 3/4. Actually, I think this one's a little bigger. So this one needs to be 3 3/4. No, 3 3/4 by 4 1/4. So we need 4 more pieces in order to do that. Okay, 3 3/4 by 4 1/4. 3 3/4 by 4 1/4. Ooh, that's cute. Just the bigger. That's the 4 1/4. 4 1/4 by 3 3/4. So that'll be that one. By 3 3/4. 4 1/4 by 3 3/4. Just a little bit big. It's still a little. And you know, these are handmade, so there's going to be times when you're going to have to tweak the measurement a little bit. Yeah, that one too needs a little smidgen off. It's probably more like 3 1/2. There we go. That's good. And then I need 2 more. 2 more. 4 1/4. 4 1/4. And 3 3/4. For the inside. Smidgen off. So that's going on the inside there. And then that can go in there. So that's the 3 3/4. Like 3 and a little bit. Okay. So again, round your corners of your paper. So on this one, it's going to be the same thing. Your magnet is going to go on your outside edge here. So put your paper on the inside here first. And I'm going to ink that up. Whoops. Round it. Round and round. we go. Dan is chatting with you girls while I'm not looking. He's telling you stories I can see. He needs to stay off. Go away. This is a no man's zone. He's a troublemaker up there.
You think?
Mr. Dan, you got to go out and put my boys in. It's 10 after 9 and it's dark. Goats should not be outside when it's dark, especially when you have coyotes out there. Okay, so I've put my paper on the inside there. That's going to have the magnet, and that's going to have the magnet, so I want to put the paper on the outside first. I think I want that T paper on the bottom and that one on the top. There he goes. He's going to go and take care of my goats.
That's it exactly.
Yes.
Because you're in OT overtime, I gotta feed the goats. Does this look yummy, ladies? That's what the goats get.
Well, that's just at night.
That's just at night. In the morning they get kiwi and cantaloupe and oats and
Oatmeal. Goats love their oatmeal. Okay, so that's going on the top. Spoiled goats. We'll go through all the comments, and whoever commented that wants the cutting instructions, we'll email them to you, and then you will have them. I'm going to suggest that you start a little binder with all the classes that we're doing and all the instructions. Put a little photo in there. That's where the Elizabeth Craft Planner will come in good. So you could take a picture of your little folio and then put all the instructions inside there. And then all of the unique crazy classes can be in one spot for you. This is free entertainment. You get to listen to Dan and I. Whoops. A little bit too much ink on there, Heather. Soften that up a bit. Okay. So, I think I'm going to put that on the outside, and that's going on the inside. Okay, so the last two pieces then are the outside and the inside. So we need two magnets again. Two magnets here. I believe the tonic ones have tape on them when you ladies buy the tonic ones, but the ones I have don't have tape on them. But it's not a big deal. I just put a little bit of tape on the top and the bottom. Top and the bottom. There we go. And getting the tape off, not so easy. There we go. So again, we don't want it too far up. We want to have the magnets down so that they'll grab and not have this flapping away on its own. So I'm sticking it there, taking the tape off. Now the top section, sticking them together and pulling them apart. Whoops, there we go. And now, actually, that could have gone up a little bit. There. And now I'm going to put those last two pieces in there. Glue. That piece in, and then this piece here, corner around the top. Yeah, I have to clean out my corner rounder, and I'm going to stick that on the top. Tammy, are you sick of listening to me?
No.
Yak, yak, yak. Okay. And we'll make sure you get it. Sheila, we'll make sure. You like the idea of the binder, eh, for all the kit lessons? We'll cover that when we do the planner lessons. We'll figure out somehow to make up a little thing to, okay, so there's the two sections there. See how easy this is going together, girls? Now, the only thing I'm gonna cover tonight is our little brads right here. So this paper, you want 4 pieces, 2 by 4. What's a quarter? Quarter would be 2/8, right? Yeah, 2/8. So maybe 4 and, well, let's see what a quarter does. So I said 2 by 4 1/4. 2 by 4 1/4. So let me just cut a piece and see if that works. 4 1/4 by 2. 4 1/4 by 2 is perfect. All right. So I want 4 pieces. I'm going to put the top 2 pieces down first. We'll attach the brads, and then we're going to do the 2 on the inside. So pick some paper to use. What haven't I used? Ooh, I like this one. 2 by 4 1/4, 4 1/4. Okay, this is pretty. This paper's called Imagine That by Echo Park. It's an older line. Look how pretty that is. Ooh, I like it. Like it, like it, like it. It's that witching hour time. It's getting to be there. Okay, so let's finish this up. Just ink a little bit on the edges. There we go. And I'm going to stick them down. Oh, Karen Lush doesn't like it when I'm doing the 8ths. She says, how come? Everything you do has 8ths, 8ths, 8ths. I do it just for you, Karen. Just because I know you love measuring out those 8ths. There we go. I love this paper. So this is a gift for somebody. This little somebody's getting lots of these little books lately. She's going to have her own papers to put in there. Okay, so you want to take 2 brads. Any size will do. Teresa, I'm not sure what you're asking. Do we use washi tape instead of paper? I guess you could if you want to put strips of washi tape there. You could. You can add some washi tape wherever you want in here. I had some washi tape I brought down. Sammy put it under the table. So I'm going to add some of this washi tape as part of my embellishing after, and I'm going to put it in. If you have thin washi tape, you could even put, if you have like that 1/4 inch washi tape, you could put it on the inside edges. So there's lots of different things you can do. So I want to get my punch, my crocodile. And I want to punch 2 holes in there. So my centering ruler again, so I know that's right there. And I'm going to put a little mark where the 0 is, flip it around right there. And a little mark there. Okay, so I'm punching a hole in there. I can get in there. Ouch, don't punch your fingers. That was a Lucy move for sure, I have to say. Don't stick your fingers in the mechanism. If I do say so myself, that was a Lucy move. Okay, so these brads, we don't want to tighten them all the way down because we want to put some twine around there. So if you open them up, but leave a little gap, see how I don't know if you can see it or not. I've left like 1/8 of an inch open. It's not completely flat. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a piece of tape on there so that it will hold it in place. And that's where you can use Scor-Tape or you can use washi tape or whatever. I just want to put something there to hold it from moving around at all. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap on the outside. Oops, like that. Bend them back. Piece of tape. Okay, so it's given me that room to wrap some twine around. Now I can put my papers on the inside. This is a nice little album. It is a good size, and oh my gosh, with the little box, and the box is so easy to do, girls. So it will, you know, next week when we do that, you're going to see it's just going to be, you're going to want to give this to someone for sure. Okay, so I want paper on this inside edge. And again, the measurements were 2 by 4 1/4. Paper, paper, paper. What do I want to use? Use this one again. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to match that background paper. So 2 by 4 1/4. Hello, Sammy Sam. Back down visiting. 2 by 4 1/4, and I'm going to put those, see, so it's matching that background paper. I kind of like that idea. So I'm going to stick those down. Ink, ink. Oops. Hello, there's tape there. Of course, it's going to stick. And glue. And put my paper in there. And on the other side. On there. There we go. So I've got these 2 little brads here now. I'm going to take some twine, which I did bring down with me. And I'm going to create that little, I'm going to put it on there, and then I'm going to knot the end so that I can wrap it around. So take a piece. Doesn't need to be super long. Like this. I'm going to take it on this side, underneath, tie a knot, so it's going to hold it in place, like that. If you wanted, you could put a little charm on the end, but you see how you can just twist it around and then just have that hanging down? Make sense? Cut that off. Put a charm on the end and just have it dangle down, or just do a knot. I'm going to go through I'm not going to knot it too tight because I'm going to go through and see what charms I have. And I'm going to add a little charm there and just bring it around, loop it twice, whoops, and then have that hanging down with a little charm on it. And then that closes that way. How cute is that? All right. So then the last section is just this one here. This doesn't have a magnet on it. If you wanted to, you could put another magnet there, but I didn't. And I didn't do it on my first one either. So let me slide that up so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is all done. This whole section is done. I've told you how to put the paper on there. this is this section here. So actually, that folds under like that. Okay, so we have this section. You're going to put paper on. I can show you both at the same time. So paper on back and sides of that. Paper on the back and sides of that. And then this is just a piece folded in half and stuck in, and some paper on it. All right, I'll move this out of the way. I'll open it up one more time for you to see so that you guys can do that. Add some tags in there, and finish off this little book. It will not take you long. The other thing you need to do is on this section, oops, I did put a magnet with this, but you know what? Don't do that. It really, it keeps falling off on me. I thought it would be cute, but it keeps falling, see, it keeps falling off on me. And it's a waste of your magnets. You don't want you wasting your magnets. Okay, so this section is tucked in there like that and like that. So you want your cardstock on the outside here, and then take some twine and put it on the outer edge. And please don't forget to like this, as Dan says. He's up there monitoring the conversation again. So I'm going to flip through one more time so you can see where the papers are, and then we're going to call it a night. When you come back next week, and actually during the week, post your little books and show me, and then we're going to do our little box to go with it. So this is the front cover. It doesn't have to be a scene like this. Cartabella tends to do this with their papers. Graphic 45 as well does that. So if you were using a Graphic 45, you could do this in the farmhouse and have the big cow face on the front of here, or just a pattern. That's all I'm doing on the one I'm doing now. So that's the inside. You've got your spine with a piece of paper on it, and I've stuck stickers on there. And you've got your back. I have stuck some little bugs there and a little banner. Okay? This opens up this way. On your right hand side, this flips open, remember? And you want to put a belly band on here, and then each page has got paper on it. So go ahead and finish all of those pages. You don't need me to do that with you. Just measure one, and they're all going to be the same measurement. It really does go by really quickly. This middle section has the belly band. I've put some stickers here and there. Open it up. I've got a sticker pop dotted here with the belly band. Sticker down here. Open it up. Got that little section, stickers. This all needs to be papered, remember? Close it up. And then the final little section on this side, this opens up. This opens up. So all papers. I've done some little tags. So I've put stickers onto background paper, and then I've popped it. This is a tag being held in there. So a little sticker here and a little sticker here with pop dots. When I put the tag in there and it's up against the pop dots on the bottom, I can bend it and tuck the tag in under those two little pieces. In here, oops, that keeps catching. I've got two little tags tucked in here, again with a sticker with pop dots. And this is just like a 4x6 piece, corner round and stuck in there, that you can put photos on, sticker on the outside. That is the whole album. This, much like the quad folio, has a good feel to it. It's a nice solid little album. And then next week, the box. And the box will take less time than this class did. Box opens up. Two little pockets in here. So don't use all of your stickers, because you're going to want to put stickers on in here, and some of your little maybe 2x2 cards, 3x4 cards. That's going to go in the bottom, going to fold up, and it's complete. Got a little handle here for you. That is it for tonight. Thank you, ladies, for liking the video, and I will see you next week. Stay safe. I will post the measurements for the little box. Those of you that wanted instructions emailed, I'll automatically send you the measurements for the little box. Have a great night, ladies. It's time for me to have a cup of tea and gear down for the rest of the night. Bye now.